Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to be giving you my review of the new Hourglass Vanish Liquid Foundation. This product launched a little over a week ago, but I was able to get a deluxe sample in a Sephora order about a week before it became available in stores and on hourglass.com. And funny enough, when I received my sample in my Sephora order, I got a message the very same day from my good friend Lisa J Makeup here on YouTube. She sent a message to both myself and to Stephanie Marie, my other good YouTuber friend. And she asked us if we were going to be reviewing the foundation. She's like, she said, y'all, I'm not from the South, so I don't say y'all, but she said, are y'all gonna try the Hourglass foundation? So we both said, yes, we do plan to review it. So Lisa suggested that we collab. We do a three-way collab because we all have slightly different skin types. Lisa is in her mid-30s and she has normal skin, beautiful normal skin. Stephanie is a couple years younger than me. She's early 40s and she has combination skin, whereas I am solidly mid-40s. I'm gonna be 46 in May, and I have very oily skin. The only skin type we're missing in this collaboration is someone with dry skin. We were joking that we need a dry-skinned fourth to join our little group. So of course I'm going to be linking both Stephanie's and Lisa's videos in the description if you'd like to hear how the product worked on their skin types. But if you don't have time right now to watch the other videos, please go back and check out their channels. If you aren't subscribed to them already, you definitely should be. Stephanie and Lisa both bring something unique and fantastic to the YouTube community. They're both such genuine sweethearts. What you see is what you get. What you see in the video, that's exactly how they're like in person. Stephanie Marie is a makeup enthusiast that really knows her stuff. She has a full-time demanding job, but yet she also manages to put out such incredibly helpful, well thought out, well-researched videos. Stephanie's channel really promotes everyday makeup for every woman. You are going to get tips on how to apply a beautiful, polished look in 5 minutes. You're going to get in-depth foundation reviews like this one. You're going to get help with concealer application, hair, you name it, she's got it all covered. And then Lisa comes from a similar background to myself, where she was a makeup artist for a really long time. She was a trainer for MAC, and back in December, she posted a series of videos called MAC Training Secrets Revealed. And those videos kind of went viral. Lisa's channel has just exploded in those last 6 weeks since those videos went up. So if you haven't checked them out, which you probably have, it seems like everybody's seen them, but if you haven't, definitely check out that series. Lisa is an incredible teacher. So now let's get back to the foundation. Full disclosure, I was not a huge fan of the Vanish Stick foundation. Having more mature skin, oily skin with large pores and texture, it just didn't work for me. It didn't make my skin look very nice. Even though I didn't love the Vanish Stick, I did have high hopes for the liquid. After all, the claims are that it's waterproof, sweat-proof, transfer-proof, long-wearing, blurs imperfections, not to mention Hourglass is cruelty-free, which I love, and the product is paraben-free. So there were so many good things about this product that I wanted to really love it, that I was eager to try it. So I got my sample, the shade Nude. It was one of the 4 or 5 that I could choose from. And this is described as a light medium with a neutral undertone. So that was the shade that I used for the first week, and it was not right for me. I know it says that it's neutral, but it went on my skin very yellow. But then I thought, you know what, that's not such a big deal. It's not so far off. I can still use this sample to test it for, a good amount of time. And I kept hearing that one of the important things to note about this foundation is that it really needs to be used without a primer, which is surprising because Hourglass sells a fantastic primer, one of my holy grails, the Veil primer. If you're oily and you have large pores, you need this primer. But apparently they don't want you using a primer with this particular foundation, that it has a primer built in. So I did as I was told, and I did not try it with a primer. I think Stephanie did though. I think she wanted to see if it really was that bad with a primer, because she had been told by a rep that it would just slide off her face if she used a primer. But I didn't use a primer, and I did not like it from the jump. I just really felt like it accentuated everything that I didn't want accentuated. And you'll see that in the demo. But for the demo, I actually went and got another sample. I had already developed some pretty concrete feelings about the foundation, and I knew I wasn't going to purchase the full size, but I wanted to do the demo in a shade that was perhaps closer to my natural skin tone. While I was there, of course, I swatched all of the colors that I thought might be my shade, and the closest one was called Ivory, which you think would be Ivory. To me, I picture a very light foundation, somebody who's very fair, for somebody who's very fair, but it actually is categorized as a light medium with a cool undertone. Nude is supposed to be a light medium neutral, and Ivory is supposed to be a light medium cool. I've been wearing this foundation for about 2 weeks now. Every which way, with different powders, with different application methods. I found the Beauty Blender to be the best of all of them, all of the different methods that I've tried. I was told that you need to prep your skin without using a primer, but if you're oily, with an oil controlling moisturizer, or if you're very dry, with a more hydrating moisturizer. I've tried this every way possible, and I have had just no luck. So let me talk about that after the demo. I'm not putting in a bunch of check-ins just because I really feel like it's so difficult to tell on camera, whether I'm using a nice camera like this one or my iPhone. The lighting really makes such a difference. Sometimes lighting can make a foundation look better than it really is. Sometimes it can make it look worse. And I don't feel like you get the clearest picture on camera. So you just kind of have to take my word for it. So let's start the demo, and then I will come back and give you more thoughts. So here's a look at my skin without any foundation. As you can see, I have redness, some freckles, and marks from old breakouts. This foundation claims to give full coverage with just one pump, but because I don't own the full-size bottle, I had to just use the amount that I thought was somewhat close. Although looking at it now, it appears that I probably use more like half of a pump. And as you can see, I'm having a difficult time blending this out. Usually when I apply a foundation with the Beauty Blender, it spreads evenly. I can cover a lot of area, but this one dries so quickly, and I am not getting full coverage. So that's why I'm going in and adding some more. This has to be the longest it's ever taken me to apply foundation. Hopefully you can tell that this shade is also a little yellow for me, even though it is described as being a cool tone. It is definitely yellow on my skin, and it's not covering the marks along my lower jaw at all. So when I do the other side, I put on a little bit more product. Now, as you can see, adding a little bit more product definitely made it spread a lot easier, but I'm still not getting that full coverage. So I don't think that I would be able to get away with using one pump if I truly wanted full coverage. So the other issue I have with this foundation is that I really do feel like it emphasizes my pores. Instead of the foundation smoothing my skin, I feel like it's accentuating everything I don't like, which is my large pores. It's not covering the texture that I have, the bumps, and yeah, this is not the way I want a foundation to look when it's freshly applied. I don't want it to look this way hours later either, but especially when a product is first applied to your skin, that's when it should really look its best. It should make you feel more confident. It should make your skin look better, and I just don't feel like this one does. I mean, obviously it makes my skin look a little bit better. There is some coverage, but I don't think you can tell on camera no matter what lighting I am in, but it just doesn't look that great in my opinion. Based on what you just saw, I think it's pretty obvious that I am not a fan of this Hourglass Vanish Liquid Foundation. I wanted to love it, but I don't. It doesn't go on nicely. It makes my pores look large. It emphasizes texture. It's not powder friendly. I tried it with the Hourglass powder, which was the worst of all the powders I tried it with. And I don't want you to think that I dislike Hourglass, the brand as a whole, because there are so many products from Hourglass that I really love. I just, aside from the Veil Primer, I just haven't had good luck with any of their complexion products. Blushes and ambient light powders I've had good luck with, but as far as loose powders or foundations, they've just never worked for me. And sadly, that did not change with this foundation. So as for the claims I stated in the beginning, I found pretty much none of them to be true. Didn't blur imperfections. I never tested the waterproof or sweat-proof aspect, but it does transfer. It definitely transfers. I think the best way for me to summarize my overall experience with this foundation is to say that I'm not gonna buy the full-size bottle. I've had 2 samples now. I've used it for 2 weeks, and there is no way I'm buying it. I am very eager to hear how it worked out for Stephanie and Lisa. Stephanie and I have spoken a little bit before I filmed this, and so I sort of know how she feels, but she was gonna try it some other ways. I have no idea how Lisa feels about it, so I'm interested to hear how a normal skin feels about it. But as for someone who has mature skin, who is oily, large pores, texture, I'm oily but dehydrated, so it did cling to some dry patches as well. I am interested to hear how it works on a normal skin, but for me, it was a no-go. As I said earlier, the links to Lisa's video as well as Stephanie's video will be in the description. If you do go over to their channels for the first time, please tell them that I sent you. And if you are here from one of their channels, I probably should have said this in the beginning, but welcome. Thank you so much for coming by my channel. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and become part of the Risa Does Makeup family. You can also find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. Everything is under the same name. It's all Risa Does Makeup. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.